Hello, 7-star citizens. Today, Mirai Guaridan MX. Let's have a look at it. Let's compare it with the QI and its differences. Let's go first in some specs around this. With the MX, we have two size 2 shields, one size 2 power plant, one size 1 cooler, and a size 2 cooler, and a size 2 quantum drive. We have 4 rhinos standardly equipped onto it and 24 ignite infrared missiles as a standard loadout. So we're quite much more powerful when it comes to weapons and to loadout than the QI. The QI is an interceptor. The MX is really a combat ship. So we see the difference. We have more power in the QI with 2 power plants, and we have here only 1. We have 2 size 5 weapons, M7A in standard, versus the 4 size 4 weapons. We have a lot less missiles with the QI, but there are size 3 missiles we have there. So we see there is a balancing between those 2 ships and how they go on. What really strikes on the Guaridan MX is its maneuverability. I did some flying here around on a mining base, waiting for a fellow to do some Polaris Gauntlet 8 missions, trying it out, and just were looking and being astounded of what is possible to do with this ship without blacking out. So the balance between the strafing and up and down, forward, backward is really doable as well in atmosphere as here out in 0G. So it is remarkable how we can fly this ship, and it's a really nice go. It flies very well. It is to assume that in future that it's gonna get nerfed as well over time. Well, let's not say nerfed, let's put it forward in balanced, as it is quite a well-known strategy, or should be quite a well-known strategy by now, that the combat ships, pretty much all the ships that come out new, have some advantages for at least 1 or 2 patches before they get balanced and then sort of fall into the place of all the others. Still, I think CIG is trying to do quite a good job not to create too hard meta ships. Of course, there always will be meta ships. The question is, how meta is meta? That's the thing, and I think they're still doing quite a well go on that. You see how you can do all this key holding here around this asteroid. It's so much fun to do. Low flying as well works really nice. After always doing a little bit of a deep dive into the ship itself, let's have a look at the interiors of that ship. Similar to the QI and the standard version, we have this rear access, so to access to the ship, which you lovely can get in and on top. We have a weapon rack on the left hand side, and on the right hand side we see the button to actually open that hatch that brings us down here. We have place for 2 medium-sized weapons in here, size 2 weapons, so like a P4 or P8 or something like that. We have here all the different component accesses that is needed, which is quite handy. It is possible to move the components through this hatch in the back. I haven't tested the quantum drive, but technically it should be possible to put them in or steal them out of someone else's ship. If you're aware, when stealing stuff from someone else's ship from 4.2 forward, this will give you a crime stat 1. So as long as the ship is not claimed and still belongs to another player, get fined for taking it away, which I consider quite an interesting concept. It's a good concept to have in here. It makes the whole salvaging even more piracy and sneaky like, which is a good thing. You see there is place for all those components here, 2 size 2 shields, size 2 power plants, and a size 1 cooler and a size 2 cooler, and the quantum drive as well, size 3. We go to the front and we can access here the cockpit. As you've seen, there is no bed in this version. So in the QI you have a bed where you can log out, sleep in, and do all this stuff. In the combat version, in the MX, you can't do That's... oh. A fun thing about the cockpit is the armor that you can turn on or turn off here on the side. So now we retract it, and now the ship is unarmored, which looks quite nice. And if you turn it on, there's one fun feature actually on it, which I really like. You just see it when you turn it off, but you see, that's like augmented reality we're having here. So this armor is really there, and the see-through is being made by cameras that you have on the outside, I assume. So that's how I would do it. I'm not an engineer, but that's just the assumption. So that's pretty nice way of doing that armor thing of this ship. And you see, as the armor's gone and you turn it off, it's see-through as we know it. Okay, let's go for a VHRT and see how this thing is doing out and there. Well, the first one I did, they were pretty static. They didn't really want to combat me, and I still managed to hit the ground and rip off the lower part of my MX and losing 2 of my 4 rhinos, and of course I still would complete it. Yeah, nobody's against you, so it's not as difficult, of course. You just want to hit it and wait till your capacitors are refilled. And you see, it still has quite a good punch, only with 2 rhinos. 4, of course, doubles the power. We wait till this thing is dropping down, and then we do the other part, which is way more interesting, as I actually had someone fighting me, and this one is taking down the Starfare. This was the main target, which you see here. How this is going to be completed. Then in the very end we had 2 Scorpius and a search ship that tried to take me down, and it was well doable. You see how red I got in the end, but that's how far I survived. That's how these 2 size 2 shields and a very tanky hull held up against that situation. Oh yeah, the TOC was another one. So 2 Scorpius, a TOC, and the Starfarer to take down. That was this mission, and that worked exactly exceptional good in a very nice manner. And always remember, I'm yeah, maybe an okay pilot. I'm far from being an ace or something. So don't measure my skills with the ability of the ship, but let's say when you go with average skill out there with the MX, you're on a very good side to do easily VHRTs. I didn't try an ERT until now, but that was a time thing. And usually, anyway, this game is for multiplayer. It's not really a solo game, at least in my perspective. Even every now and then soloing is cool, but most of the time you want to bring your friends, you want to bring your Orden, do the stuff together, and then a variety of different ships with different skills. Anyway, makes a lot of sense. Okay, so I did as well some orange level contract patrol missions, and we have a protect ship mission, which I, at least in solo, I say consider quite a challenge, because they are able to take your stuff down. Even in orange, we have every now and then easy ships with this 325 we got here. The missiling at the present moment, it really helps to shoot your missiles below 5 kilometers, because the chance that they dodge it afterwards is a lot bigger. That was a nice hit, not a splash yet. The vanguards are still quite troubling, as they are powerful. They used to be powerful, and they still are powerful. So there are hits that I, when I need to do the protect ship thing, try to attack quite at the beginning, even if the small fighters can be quite a hassle, as they are continuously ripping your shields with their fast maneuverability and their nimbleness, and they keep on making sure that your shields do not recharge. So it's a good thing to do that. You see how quick and easily you can evade asteroids that jump right in front of you. And that's here another thing where I just like this sequence here, even if it might stretch this video a little bit, but the sequence here being in this asteroid field, flying in a decoupled, mostly in a decoupled mode, to take on those ships, and just enjoying the maneuverability from it, as going sideways, up and down, and all different directions, to make and ensure to keep your ship on target as good as I can. As I said, I'm not a prime ace pilot, but I'm having fun. Let's put it let's put it that way. And I keep on practicing and doing my best. And as you see, those orange contracts go really well with the MX. So the MX is a powerful ship that needs to be considered and serious if you are confronted with it. I hope this video was helpful and useful. If you like it, please share, like and subscribe. 07 StarCitizen, we'll see us out in the verse.